Come along on a journey to Kauai, an island about 200 miles away from Maui. So this will involve two flights, one 100-mile flight to Honolulu, and then a brief change of planes there, and then another 100-mile flight. Both individual flights taking about 20 minutes. So in all, about 1 hour to get to Kauai. I'd like to thank Hawaiian Air for a lovely flight over. This, of course, is the Kahului Airport Terminal. Modern terminal with many gates, able to handle all kinds of aircraft from little small planes to the big 300 and 400 seater airplanes. We have direct flights from Maui to many parts in the US mainland, as far as Chicago and Dallas. This flight was done in early December, so it's our winter time in Hawaii. So as you see, it was a bit of a rainy evening. No clouds on the horizon, but if it didn't rain, Hawaii would not be very green. The takeoff, of course, it's always great to look out and see the scenery that you can't otherwise see. And once we're airborne, you can see back towards Haleakala, although it's kind of cloudy. In just a moment, we'll be able to see the ocean shoreline of Maui's North Shore. Most specifically, this is the Sprecklesville area, famous for all kinds of windsurfing and kite surfing when the conditions are good. And once you see we get above the clouds, it's a very nice day. This altitude is probably 7,000 or 8,000 feet, and we'll climb to about 15. Once we got away from Maui, of course, the southeast coast of the island of Molokai, so-called Friendly Isle. It's not too developed, a very small town there. And beyond that was our first views of the island of Oahu. In this particular scene, diamond heads coming into view. And then we'll be coming closer for our landing at the Honolulu International Airport. That very long runway on the right there is called the Reef Runway, 2 miles long. It's hard to imagine that's how long it is when you see it from the air. But it was designed for the mainland-based flights that need a long takeoff.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, thanks,
Thank
man.
you. Merry Christmas.
Of course, for our brief break in Honolulu. And we'll be getting back on a very similar airplane to what we just rode. know better, it would seem like we're getting right back on the very same airplane, but indeed it is a different airplane, but the same model. This particular takeoff afforded a great view of the Honolulu airport and that reef runway I spoke about earlier. You see the entire length of it, although it's still hard to imagine that it is 2 miles long. Kind of like before, once we get about 7,000 or 8,000 feet and we're above the clouds, you can see it's really a very nice day. We will have another brief peek down onto a part of Oahu, the western end, specifically the Ewa Coast, as it's called, which includes Barbers Point, the Waianae coastline, which is Waianae and Kuli and Wakaha. And again, after 20 minutes of takeoff flight, we've arrived at Kauai Airport. Kauai is called the Garden Island. For many reasons, it rains there more than the other islands, so it's very green there. And it rained off and off during our time. course, we used Dollar Rent-A-Car while we were over there to get our rent-a-car, and we thank them for selecting a very nice car. Got us around quite well, but next time we go back, we'll go back with four-wheel drive Jeep. Of course, to drive north from Lehue town to the area of Kapaa. And we began to see many of the features of the island. Certain mountain sites that have looks like they're various creations. Some of them look like people, some of them look like animals. One in particular that we saw that we'll see on the riverboat cruise called the Sleeping Giant. It's coming up on the left off in the distance. As you can see for yourself, Kauai is a fairly undeveloped island. The people like it that way. Very quiet and much like Hawaii was many years ago. Very few roads compared to Maui and of course Oahu. As we are coming into the town where we'll be staying at, Kapaa, we're going to cross the Wailua River, where we'll take a boat cruise on the next video up to the Fern Grotto. We're going to pull off on the right here in just a moment at our hotel, the Aloha Resort Hotel, right along the beach at the mouth of the Wailua River. And we thank them for their hospitality.